Dynamite download.
On a lot. We got Shawn Spears and Scorpio Sky, who have spent most of their time on Dark with Peter Avalon and Brandon Cutler and the crew. But we finally got to see this match on Dynamite. This was promised to us before Full Gear. These two have had a slow building feud that really focuses in on Shawn Spears feeling like Scorpio Sky has taken his spot. Shawn Spears feeling like Scorpio Sky, and he and Scorpio Sky are basically fighting over really the truth. They're fighting over very limited TV time. They're fighting over the very like a spot in the rankings. Shawn Spears is taking this all seriously, and I think that Tully has since Shawn Spears was caught with underwear with Tully's face on it.
That was brutal.
Tully has since then reminded Shawn Spears of what he's capable of, what a bad dude he is, how well he's trained, and how far he's come. And has lit a fire under Spears and reminded him, hey, you better start taking this seriously, or else in a couple of years you're going to wonder what happened to your career.
Right.
And it's gonna pass you by, and you're going to wonder what if. And I think that Tully's mentorship in that regard has really given Shawn Spears a new motivation. And it's good to see the chairman back. I remember seeing him at All Out against Cody, and I felt like, man, these guys know what they're doing with Spears. They've packaged him in a way. His character has some serious star power, and I think that he has a look. He has a moveset in the ring. He's got the natural charisma, and he knows how to get a crowd over, right? So it was really nice to see Shawn Spears go up against Scorpio Sky. I know that Tony Khan is very high on Scorpio Sky, views Scorpio Sky as a potential single superstar down the road, and a difference maker for the company, and somebody who could really represent as a person of color, especially in AEW, who really, if we think about their title scene, hasn't really been characterized by that to this point. Right. I know that AEW is very focused on inclusivity. So that would be something that I think is interesting and a different dynamic that Scorpio does have going in his favor, not to focus just on that. He's an insanely talented athlete, and he's truly our favorite out of FCU. We think that we've been talking about it for a long time. It's good for him to distance himself a little bit from those guys. He's just young. He's got, I think, being associated with guys who are maybe a little bit more past their prime, it's good for him to have a little bit of a break. And we got to see him go head-to-head with Shawn Spears tonight. What do you think about that?
I thought the match was great. I really excited for this when it first got announced a few weeks ago. I completely agree with the announcers that we would love to see more of them on TV. You know, they're putting them over and saying how we would love to see both these guys on TV. And I completely agree. These are two extremely talented in-ring performers. And it doesn't matter, you know, Scorpio Sky being black, white, whatever. He is an awesome He's an awesome in the ring. He is deserving of a push. And I could definitely see
he's one of those guys, to me, he's
champion.
A lot like Trent. And every time I watch Trent in the ring, whether it's a tag match or singles competition, I'm always taken aback by, man, this guy is like just very smooth. He can work with anybody.
Yes. And he's very likable.
Scorpio's got the same thing. He's got a great look. He's very fluid. And I feel like he can have a great match with – you could throw him in the ring with anybody, and he'll have a good match, right?
Marco Stunt?
Yeah. Hopefully we don't get to see Marco Stunt on TV anytime soon.
But overall, I mean, you know, Spears on 11-match win streak. I love the cheating, you know, true heel tactics. You know, the pairing with Tully has been great. It hasn't really been, you know, showcased on Dynamite that much, but – the true heel victory is a smart move. And I don't know where you go from here. I don't think this gets, you know, any much further. It might be a little lazy booking if you do kind of extend it more. I don't know. But I would love to see more of these guys on TV. The match itself, I really enjoyed. And for that, you know, it's another elite from SPD, you know, believe it or not.
I can't blame you. It's an elite for me too. I think that we're both on the same page, and I think it's, for me, it boils down to this: you get to see Dynamite is only 2 hours a week, and unfortunately, we don't get a chance to see a lot of these guys who we know are incredibly talented performers. We don't get to see them on television every week, and yes, there is something to be said for AEW Dark. I get that, right. But most of those matches are booked very one-sided, where we get to see an AEW established veteran against somebody we've never seen or heard of before. And for me, it was great to see two guys who are underappreciated, who don't get a lot of TV time, go up against each other, have a competitive match, really showcase what they're capable of.
Right.
They played to, like you talked about. I thought that Spears did a great job being the natural heel in this match. Scorpio Sky has got that his offense naturally, like an AJ Styles. Even though AJ is a bad guy and all that stuff, you naturally want to cheer for that kind of guy just because of their offense is just so compelling. It's exciting to watch a guy like Scorpio Sky. So for me, I think it's important that we got to see that and they got a little more exposure. And there wasn't a lot of shenanigans involving other people that distracted from these two competitors, right? You didn't get this. You didn't see SCU running out. You didn't see any of that other stuff that we see in a lot of different AEW segments that we like, where you get to see all these different characters bleeding into each other. This was actually a really nice break away from that, a breath from all of that, and a focal point and a focus on two guys that don't get that enough. And I thought it was a really great job by the company, giving them a great spot on the card. And I think that they delivered. So it's an elite from me. I think it was definitely a great match.